Look at my guns.
Look at you go. I know, it's good exercise and it's good workout working in the kitchen. A little bit of fish sauce for the salty factor. That's probably about a teaspoon of fish sauce, but you really need to taste. You're looking for those lovely balances of salty, sweet and sour. So we've got the sour from the lime, the salt from the fish, and we're going to add the sweet from the lychees. We're using lots of beautiful spices here, and we're going to roast some of them to help release the oils, as Stephanie was explaining earlier. We've got 3 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, and 1 teaspoon of white peppercorns. They're a little bit feistier than the black peppercorns, so we just need them to fry up a little, brown a little. You don't want to burn them because they go bitter, don't they, George, when you burn them? So we're just releasing all those lovely oils. So that's on a medium heat. George, if you can look after them, that would be great.
No problem.
Now, we're using dried red chillies, and I'm using the big ones because they're easy to remove the seeds. I know you guys don't like really spicy. Hopefully you will one day, so you don't miss out on some good Thai food. But I've removed the seeds out of the middle of these chillies, and I'm just going to pop them into some warm water, and that will help to soften them, and they'll blitz into the blender when I blend all of these spices together. So we just want to soften them a little. How are they going?
Yeah, I think they're done.
So we just grind them in the mortar and the pestle. Grind, bang, bang, grind. Bang and grind till they're fairly fine. That looks great, George. We're almost done. This is how simple it is. Using Mum's stand-up blender, we basically pop all of the ingredients in. Garlic, so we'll just roughly chop that. It's about 2 cloves. It's 1 whole stick of lemongrass. Do any of you guys grow lemongrass at home?
School, yes.
Oh,
Fantastic. Ginger. That's about a tablespoon of ginger, about a tablespoon of galangal, 1 Asian shallot or eschalot, some red chilli, which will add to the spice factor and the colour. I might just pop 1 in. We're going to use a pinch of mace. Mace is the outer layer of the nutmeg. And you don't need a lot of this stuff, just a little pinch. Do you ever cook with mace, George?
No. Can I smell it?
It's gorgeous.
It's a
Yeah,
little
we'll
bit...
hand it around, hand it around.
It's very much like nutmeg, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Paprika, which we're using for colouring. So that's 3 teaspoons of paprika, and that's a nice Hungarian paprika. Would you like to have a smell of this dried shrimp paste and tell me what you think?
It smells like fish food.
Fish food. Well, it is actually dried fermented shrimp, but it goes really well in this dish, I promise. So we've got 2 teaspoons of dried shrimp paste and our spices that Georgie so kindly ground. In she goes. Then to get this all going, we're going to add some oil, about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And some of my favourite fresh herb, coriander. We're not actually going to use the leaves in the paste, we're just going to use the roots. These have been thoroughly washed. You have to make sure you wash the roots really well. So we're using about 4 to 5 coriander roots. Straight in they go. The roots have a really kind of earthy, aromatic flavour. So we just blitz that up. Give that a little push around. See the lovely red colour? Do you know the difference between a red curry, a green curry and a yellow curry?
The colours.
The colours, exactly. In a red curry, you use red chillies. In a green curry, you use green chillies, but you also green it up with lots of fresh basil and coriander at the end. And in a yellow curry, you use lots of fresh turmeric. At this point, George, our chillies should be soft enough, so if you can just chop them a little for me, and I might just use a little bit of that chilli water into my paste to help loosen it so the blender will mix it to a smooth paste.
What consistency does the paste need to be?
I like it to be a fairly fine, smooth paste.
Straight into the blender?
That would be great. Thanks, George. Great, so that's done. George, can I get you to pop that into the bowl for me? Fantastic.
Smells wonderful. This is something that I never do, you know, because I'm just so afraid of it. But it looks so easy.
The fantastic thing about making your own curry paste is we'll only use a tablespoon or 2 in this recipe, but you can freeze the rest. You can put it in little ice block cubes, or it would last in the fridge for about 2 weeks. Onto the duck. We're going to seal the duck and then finish it off in the oven. The reason why I'm sealing the duck off now is I want to fry off my curry paste. And it's a really nice idea if you're making a duck curry to utilise that duck and fry off the paste in the duck fat, because it gives it a much nicer flavour. I'm just going to make some very small incisions in the top of the duck skin And that will help to release the fat out into the pan.
Could you use other meats for this curry?
Oh, yeah, certainly. It's beautiful. Thai red curry of beef, chicken, fish. One of my favourite vegetable combinations with the Thai red curry is pumpkin. It just lends itself so beautifully because pumpkin is quite sweet, and sweet things go nicely with spicy things. OK, so we'll just pop a tiny little bit of oil in that pan just to get the duck started. Georgie, do you want to give that a good season?
I'd love to.
So as you can see, this would be a very simple dish if you already had your curry paste made.
Into the pan.
So skin side down.
Is that just pepper or pepper and salt?
When you see season your meat in a recipe book, it usually means pepper and salt.
Yeah, thank you.
How long will that take?
That should take probably about 4 minutes on that side. We're just going to render the fat down a little bit out of that duck, seal it, turn it over for a moment, and then finish it off in the oven.
All right, guys. Quite simply, I'm just going to top and tail these cucumber, and because I'm loving the sound of Anna's dish, I'm going to cut them in a really special way. A lot of people use spoons to scrape out the cucumber, which you can, but I find it bruises the flesh. And I just cut the cucumber on an angle so we get this beautiful shape.
I think it's time to check the duck. Oh, that's looking lovely and crispy. So basically we just turn that over for another 2 minutes and then we'll pop it on that pan.
Right, Anna?
Yes.
What else goes in with this cucumber salad? These?
Finely sliced shallots.
Yep.
And then I need to make a dressing out of lime juice, fish sauce, fresh coriander with palm sugar.
2 tablespoons of palm sugar.
You probably won't need that much.
No.
Maybe start with half and we'll taste and adjust. I make my dressing and then I taste it and I adjust
Lime
it
juice?
accordingly. Lime juice, beautiful. The flavours you're looking for when you're cooking Thai food are salty, sweet and sour.
How much lime juice?
I think do the whole thing, that'd be great. And this duck is looking great, so we'll pull that out. And as you can see, we have all this beautiful duck fat to fry off our red curry paste in. And to make the curry sauce, we're using 1 heaped tablespoon of red curry paste, maybe 1.5. Now we're just frying this off
Smells
in the
delicious.
oil. It's really important to fry it off because we did use that dried shrimp paste, which hasn't been cooked properly. And it also helps to bring all of the flavours together. It does smell delicious,
Sweet
doesn't
and
it?
salty. And...
I'm just going to add 400 mils, which is 1 can of coconut milk. Now, you can use coconut cream if you like, but I like the coconut milk because it's a little fresher.
Could you use normal cream and normal milk, or should it be coconut?
Do you know, you could use normal cream. It wouldn't taste as authentic. The beautiful coconut flavour works really well with the spices. Coconut milk's in, some kaffir lime leaves, lime juice. If you could squeeze in about 1 and then we'll have a taste.
Look at my guns.
Look at you go.
strong am I?
I know, it's good exercise and it could work out working in the kitchen. A little bit of fish sauce for the salty factor. That's probably about a teaspoon of fish sauce, but you really need to taste. You're looking for those lovely balances of salty, sweet and sour. So we've got the sour from the lime, the salt from the fish, and we're going to add the sweet from the lychees.
So refreshing.
It's really getting there, isn't it? And then finally, 150 grams of lychees.
Did you take the seeds out of the lychees?
They come de-seeded in the can, but if you use fresh ones, yes, you'll have to remove the seeds. The sauce is reducing nicely. Georgie's finishing the salsa. The duck's going into the oven for about 5 minutes, and then we'll plate up.
Fantastic. So we've got some palm sugar in here with the lime juice, and it's just dissolving. And we're just going to shred some of this coriander up really gently. We don't want to bruise the coriander. It's got so much beautiful flavour. And then some fish sauce. And that's going to add some saltiness, yeah?
Certainly. So we've got the sugar, the salt and the lime.
Let's have a taste, Anna, and tell me what you think.
Such a simple little dressing, but a beautiful Thai style. Yes.
Do you have to use coriander or can you use different herbs?
You could use Thai basil. Thai basil would be beautiful. Are you not a fan of coriander?
Yeah, I like it.
Some people don't like coriander. I don't understand why. They call me coriander. It's my favourite herb. That's gorgeous, George.
Lovely. And just tip that over the top.
Tip that straight over the top. Give that a little mix.
Can I taste?
Yeah. That's great, Georgie. So my sauce is reduced down beautifully. The duck's been in the oven, finishing off for 5 minutes. So we'll just take that out of the oven. Oh yes, that's beautifully cooked. So we'll just pop that here for a moment to rest while we prepare our plate. We'll just put the salsa there, and then 1 generous scoop of jasmine rice, a little sprinkle of my favourite crispy fried shallots, some fresh coriander. And now for that gorgeous red curry sauce, 3 little lychees. You can actually smell the kaffir lime leaves and the lemongrass. So the duck's been resting, very important to let it rest. And then we're just going to slice that on the diagonal. It's beautiful and pink. So we actually haven't covered the duck in the sauce because we don't want the sauce to overpower the beautiful sweet flavours of the duck. And then we've just got a little lime cheek here to finish it off. So there you have it, kids. Thai red curry of duck with lychees and a cucumber salsa.
Wow.